Dang 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 ding dong ding.
The Fallout TV show is stim-packed full of Easter eggs and treats for fans of the games. From obvious crowd pleasers like the Brotherhood of Steel's T60 armour and the new Vegas Skyline, to smaller blink-and-you'll-miss-it glimpses of Radaway and Fancy Lad snack cakes, there was plenty plucked from the long-running RPG series to get excited about. Bethesda has crafted such dense and plentiful worlds though, that there's still a plethora of characters, creatures, quests, and locations left to be brought to life in the Prime Video series. So here are 14 things we'd love to see from the games in Fallout Season 2. Let's kick off with one of the last images of Season 1, a lonesome Deathclaw skull. This tease was sure to titillate like the ruins of New Vegas it faced, but just think how much more exciting it would be to see one of the Wasteland's most fearsome creatures brought to life in Season 2. I'm already envisioning a beleaguered Carl McLachlan getting into a scrap with one, which considering his limited experience with his newfound power armour, could well end up with him being gone in T60 seconds. The iconic, snarling, slashing Deathclaw is a long-time staple of the Fallout bestiary, having appeared in every game in the series to date. It was wise for Jonathan Nolan and team to hold off on giving us one in all its glory during this first run of episodes, but it would be a hell of a way to kick off Season 2. Another creature we got a sneak peek of in Season 1 is Super Mutants, courtesy of a dangling hand at the beginning of Episode 2. At least we think it was one, unless the Enclave is secretly experimenting on Shrek.
Back! I warn ya!
Right.
These hulking beasts are humans who have been exposed to the forced evolutionary virus, and are typically presented in the games as battle-hardened enemies, but that isn't always the case. I'd personally love to see a friendlier variant accompany Lucy on her Season 2 adventures, and a character along the lines of Fallout 3's softly spoken Forks would be a great addition.
The least I can do is return the favor.
One of the staples of Fallout's Mojave Desert is the Securitrons. The PDQ-88B is fully armed with a Gatling laser, submachine gun, and both grenade and missile launchers, meaning they aren't a robot you want to get on the wrong side of. Largely found patrolling the New Vegas Strip, they're an essential part of setting the area apart from Boston, Washington, or anywhere else the Fallout games have taken us. I can already imagine their surly projected faces scrunching up in some hilarious interactions akin to Lucy's run-in with Matt Berry's Mr. Handy in Season 1.
Please, I need my organs!
Now don't be afraid, a little snip snip and it will all be over. Hold still now.
We saw a plasma rifle hanging from the wall of Philly's general store in Episode 2, but sadly never got to see one in action. These turbocharged high-tech weapons blast out piping hot bolts of plasma at anyone unfortunate enough to find themselves within its sights. If you're lucky, you'll be left with severe burns or some light melting, but you'll end up as a pool of green liquid if you're hit with its full force. Bullets just make a bloody mess. Let's get some disintegration going on in Season 2. Alternatively, if you're looking to make as big a mess as possible, look no further than the Fat Man. The mini nuke launcher failed to make an appearance in Season 1, we got enough full-size nukes to be fair, so maybe it's something we can expect next time around. Normally reserved for the biggest of battles, we can see it being used to end Season 2 with a bang. A more up-close and personal approach calls for a melee weapon, and few are as seared in the brain from the Fallout games like the shish kebab. It's a flaming blade that's both hot and sharp to the touch, and it's the sort of makeshift weaponry synonymous with the wasteland as scraps, chemicals and materials combine to create new means of survival. Lucy could even use it to par-cook her enemies, if, for example, she was looking to take part in cannibalism. It just wouldn't be a post-apocalypse without it. Beyond the Beef is one of Fallout New Vegas' most memorable quests, as a run-in with the mysterious White Glove Society leads down a path of human meat consumption. It's unclear whether the society would still be around in the show given it takes place 15 years after New Vegas, but I'm pretty confident the appetite for cannibalism will still be held by someone out there. If meat of any origin isn't your thing, maybe something a bit greener will do. I'm not saying the entire storyline of Vault 22 from New Vegas should make its way to Season 2, but an out-of-the-ordinary Vault excursion is surely a must for an episode. Nicknamed the Vault of the Future, 22's unique twist is it has become overrun by plants and fungi, giving it a feel altogether much more suited to another hit post-apocalyptic video game adaptation. Full of menacing flora and fauna, it could deliver a standout horror chapter of Season 2 as Lucy attempts to navigate its depths. Plus, it would serve as a fun, palate-cleansing visual contrast to the warm oranges and browns of the Mojave Desert. Bearing in mind Season 1's ending, it's fair to assume we'll be spending a fair amount of time in New Vegas' surrounding desert when Season 2 arrives. Dotted around in the sand are several settlements that could pop up in the show, but my pick has to be Novak and its giant T-Rex, ironically named Dinky the Dinosaur. The town could serve as an excellent stopover point for Lucy as she takes in the questionable luxury of the Dino D-Light Motel, and whatever other Easter eggs may be lurking in the Dino Bike gift shop. Plus, who wouldn't want to visit the world's second largest thermometer? The sights of post-apocalyptic Nevada are one thing, but the sounds stir up just as many memories. Much like how Three Dog served as the voice of Fallout 3's fallen capital,
Hey, alright! The hero of the wasteland returns!
Mr. New Vegas is Sin City's resident radio DJ, spinning the hits and reporting news of your exploits.
The Helios 1 solar power plant remains dormant despite NCR's effort to reactivate the facility.
New Vegas just wouldn't be the same without him. Here's hoping he's still broadcasting over the airways when Season 2 arrives. I mean, he's an AI that's already been doing the job for 200 years, so what's another 15?
You're listening to Radio New Vegas, your little jukebox in the Mojave Wasteland. I am Mr. New Vegas, and I'm here for you.
Fallout is full of mysterious characters, but there's only one true mysterious stranger. It might be tough to integrate a figure so strongly linked to gameplay into the show, but even a short interaction with him would be fantastic. That spine-tingling guitar riff, followed by the sight of that sharp trench coat and fedora combo, finished off with a blast from his signature 44 Magnum, would be a fantastic way to introduce even more of the Western genre into the wasteland.
That was him, the stranger. He's right here. Where'd he go?
We already got a look at New Vegas' big bad Mr. House at the end of Season 1, so it wouldn't be a huge shock to see him return in some shape or form in Season 2. Instead, let's focus on Benny, the secondary antagonist of Obsidian's RPG. Known for his scheming and dapper black and white checkered suit, Benny is an untrustworthy wildcard of a character who could drive the potential plotline of Season 2. Of course, this would rely on Bethesda committing to him not dying canonically in New Vegas, a difficult option that the player can choose to take in the game if they're up for a challenge. It's just a shame the late Matthew Perry, who originally voiced Benny, sadly wouldn't be able to reprise the role. From Benny to Bobby now, with the introduction of Fallout's signature lockpicking minigame. I'm quite frankly amazed we didn't see a single character whip out a bobby pin in Season 1 and give a door a little wiggle. Yes, we got a comprehensive representation of computer terminal hacking, but it's sad that its analog cousin was left behind. It may be a small thing in the grand context of this world, but I'll still let out a small to medium sized cheer if someone cracks open a lock using a small piece of metal in Season 2. Aliens have long made themselves known in the wasteland. Their ships, weaponry, and even life forms have been spotted over the years, providing some of the game's most powerful guns in the form of the Alien Blaster. We'd be a little surprised if the show went full in on the existence of extraterrestrial life in Season 2, but a fun little nod here and there would be great. And hey, with Area 51 not a million miles away from the lights of the New Vegas Strip, it would be as good a place as any for the little green men to poke their heads out. So, there are 14 things we'd love to see make their way from the games into the Fallout TV show in Season 2. For more Fallout, check out 111 details from the games we spotted in Season 1, or our review of the show. And for everything else, stick with IGN.